Hi everyone, I'm Rae from Rae Training, and I'm here with Jordan at Strong Body Pilates in LA. They are hosting us this weekend, and we're going to do a workout for Jordan's sciatica, which has gotten a lot better since she started doing these workouts, but there's always more that we can do. So you'll see on my channel there's a sciatica video that you can go back and watch if you're a beginner. This is going to be a little bit of that next level. Once your sciatica is a little more under control, once it's a little more managed, where can you go from there in a safe way to start to build your strength? So Jordan, the first thing you can do is lie down on your back on the mat. And if you have a yoga mat at home, that's great. Also, sometimes I'll just do this on carpet, but it is nice to have a little padding underneath you. And just take a second and breathe into your body and let your shoulders relax. Let your neck relax, let your hips relax. So with sciatica, especially as it starts to get better, it can be really different day to day. Some days you might feel great, and some days you might feel a little bit like you did before. So Jordan, how's your sciatica feeling today? Like your sciatica is present, but not super, super strong.
Yeah.
Do you feel it just lying down here on the floor?
A little bit.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is figure out a position that Jordan's sciatica does not feel flared up in. So first, Jordan, just try putting your feet flat on the floor and just take a breath. And if you're doing this workout with us at home, you can try all these different positions as well. But once you find one where your sciatica doesn't flare up, you can stay there. Better, worse, or the same as the one before? Better already. Would you say the sciatica you don't feel at all here? Okay.
I mean, yes.
You feel it a little bit. Okay. And then go ahead and bring your knees all the way into your chest and see if that feels better, worse, or the same for your sciatica. Also better. Do you still feel it a little bit? Not at all here. Okay. So we found Jordan's position. For the sake of showing you guys one more thing you could try if you're still feeling your sciatica here, Jordan, go ahead and roll over onto your stomach. Jordan and I did this a lot when she was first working together. So for some people, this is a position that feels really amazing on their sciatica. Does it feel good for you to be here, Jordan? Great. So Jordan's just going to take a couple deep breaths here, and you at home can find your most comfortable position and just let the body soften. So sciatica really often crops up with tension in the body. So before we get into working out, we want to make sure not holding any unnecessary tension. Because I'm here with Jordan, I'm just going to give her back a little wiggle. If you're just at home on your own, you can give your hips a little wag side to side like a happy dog if you're on your stomach or on your back, and that might feel good. Is that all okay with you, Jordan? Great. And then go ahead and come back to lie on your back. And you can join us at home on your back if you're not there already. And put the feet flat on the floor and do a little check-in. Does your sciatica feel better here than it did before? Wonderful. So sometimes when we get the sciatica calmed down, we can go back to these positions and they feel better than they did before. So if you at home are still feeling your sciatica, pause the video, take another couple minutes, breathe in your preferred position, and then come back and rejoin us. You're gonna feel a lot better. So Jordan, now you can bring your knees into your chest and give a little squeeze. And you can see if it feels good today on your sciatica to lift your head up. All comfortable for the sciatica? Great. If at home that doesn't work for you, your head can stay down. And then Jordan, your arms can go by your side. And everyone can slowly start to bring their feet away from their bodies. The farther away your feet get, the more challenging it's going to be. So Jordan can be out here because I'm with her, but you can see if I let her go here, she would not be happy. So we're going to find a place she can hold confidently on her own. And then you can start to pump your arms. And this is just to generate some blood flow and get the breath going and get the heart rate up. So you want to find a position where you feel your abs. Your legs are comfortable, you don't feel your sciatica, and you can breathe and pump your arms to generate a little heat in the body. You can take 10 deep breaths. Everyone's going to do this at their own pace, so if you finish a little before or after us, no big deal. And Jordan, let your shoulders just soften a little as you're here. Yeah, not holding any unnecessary tension, even as we're working hard, is a big part of that sciatica management. I think you've probably got about 3 deep breaths to go. Make sure those exhales are getting all the way out of your body. Very nice. And when you're done, you can show me by bringing the knees back into the chest and letting your head rest on the floor if it was lifted. Nice job. Okay, you can put the feet on the floor. So as we get into healing our sciatica, when we start, and you'll see in the other sciatica video I did, we basically just keep the back flat. That's kind of the baseline. But once your sciatica starts to get better, you can start to bring in bigger ranges of motion, and a really safe place for most of us to do that is through bridges. So Jordan, you can press your hands into the floor and feel a little activation through your hands and also through your feet. Push the floor away, and starting with a pretty flat back, you can lift your hips up into the air as high as it feels good. If you feel your sciatica, you've gone too far. And then lay the hips down right back where they came from so your back is staying quite flat. This is version number 1. You can do a couple more of these. And if you're someone where you feel your sciatica right away here, you can skip this one, but you might find that you're able to just generate that push into the floor without moving your hips up and down, and that'll turn on your muscles and start to build that support for your back. You don't need to do the lift to get the benefits of this exercise. If this is feeling good and you're ready for version 2 with a little articulation, you can lift up and hold at the top. And then Jordan, you're gonna put down just your upper back, then just your middle back, and then just your lower back, and then all the way to the tail. So Jordan's still gonna be lifting in one piece, really using her abs for support and go up. But then when she comes down, she has an opportunity to get a little of that articulation. And is that all good on your sciatica? Great. So if that's feeling good for you, you can do that as well, starting to retrain the body to tolerate that little bit of movement in the spine without triggering the sciatic flare-up. Go ahead and do one more. And get that really precise roll down. You should feel your abs. Lovely. And then hug your knees into your chest. And just take a couple breaths. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. No unnecessary tension. Okay, go ahead and keep the right leg here and let the left leg go long. Find a nice stretch. So you're really gonna reach this leg super far, way, way away from you as you pull the other leg in. It's gonna create some space in your lower back that should feel good on your sciatica. Feels good for you? Okay, great. And then you can switch and just do the other side. That leg's gonna reach super far away. Other knee hugs in and in, you breathe. You check that even though you're reaching in the two directions, there's no unnecessary tension in the shoulders. Exactly, so you can relax them down. Easier said than done, right? Okay, go ahead and do one more on each side just to get that space opening up. And breathing, and then switch. Really nice. And then hug both knees into your chest. We're gonna make this a little bit more active because that's all looking and feeling pretty good for you. If that felt like it about your limit, you can either rest here or you can repeat just with the legs on the floor. So now, Jordan, you're gonna try lifting your head again, see if that still feels good. And then put both hands on the right leg. This time the left leg will press out a bit at an angle, right about there, about 45 degrees, I'd call that, and then switch. If you wanted this to be a little harder, you'd take the leg about an inch lower, but not on the floor where we had it before. You can keep switching, and if you wanted it to be a little easier, you might take the leg a bit higher. Now make sure you really pull that knee into the chest to still open space. We're working the abs, but you're still gonna treat this like a stretch. And if you're someone with tight hamstrings and it feels safe for your sciatica, you could even try legs straight up to the ceiling here to stretch the hamstrings. Try that out, Jordan, that might feel good for you. Jordan's been in a car, so you can hug the right knee in and just stretch the left leg, and then switch and stretch the right leg. Yeah, nice. Does that feel good for you? Just a couple more each side, getting that stretch through the legs. And again, this is really all about customization. So choose a level for your legs that is good for you. Choose head up or down based on what's good for you. You can do one more each side. And then hug the knees. Give them a nice squeeze if that feels good for your sciatica, and just let the low back open. Check in with that extra tension. Are you holding it in your shoulders? Yes. The answer is yes, but now you can let it go. Kind of drop that weight into the mat, drop the low back gently into the mat. Really nice. And then you can come up, Jordan, to seated. So if you have sciatica that's pretty gnarly, you will not want to sit up like Jordan just did. Jordan's sciatica feels pretty good, so she's totally fine. But we're going to show for anyone at home whose sciatica doesn't like that what to do. This is like a pop quiz for Jordan. Yes, she used to have to do this. Very nice. But rolling to the side technique is really great if your sciatica is still quite sensitive, because you can really let your body stay quite supported. Jordan, do it one more time and do it pretty slowly so that if someone hasn't done it before, they can see. So Jordan is on her back. She's gonna roll over onto her side and take a second to really make sure her spine is aligned as she comes up. And then she can pivot forward. And if you're not quite at the place where your spine is handling articulation, that is a really good tip for you. And you'll see a little more breakdown of that in the first sciatica video I did as well. Okay, so Jordan, you can bring your feet to each of these pads. And if you're at home, this is just a little bit wider than hip width apart, kind of a small straddle. And Jordan, how does it feel to straighten your legs out here? Do you feel any tightness in your lower back?
A little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of pull for her low back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab something for her to prop up on. If you are at home, you have a pillow or a yoga block, that works great. Jordan, just go ahead and sit on that and see if that puts less tension in your lower back. Yeah, great. You can also have knees bent at home. Just make sure your low back feels comfortable. So arms reach forward here. And just take a second to breathe and feel that the posture is tall. I'm putting my hands on Jordan's head so that she can reach up and really feel the lift. At home, you can put your hands on your own head and feel that lift up. So just tell the body where to go. And once you feel you've really got that, arms can go out in front of you. And going slowly here, making sure your sciatica feels okay with this, you can start to articulate and round down. So Jordan's gonna dip her head first. And then she's gonna start to round her spine forward. She can bend her knees at any point if her back gets tight. And you're not looking for a huge stretch. She's not going that far, but she's just opening her back up with the support of her stomach. And then use your stomach, Jordan, and lift back up to find top posture. And take a breath and find that real height. If you need the reminder, you can put your hands back on top of your head again. And then you can do the same thing. Just dip the chin. Let the body round. Stomach's gonna pull in quite a bit. And let this open through your back. So again, not the most intense exercise, but if you've been experiencing sciatica, you'll probably recognize this rounding motion is one of those triggers that you're gonna have to work through on your healing journey. Yeah, nice, Jordan. You can do that a couple more times. So really just go where it feels good for you, and feeling that stomach support the whole time is gonna be really key to this. But don't worry about how far you're going. Just look for the back to open in a way that feels good and doesn't trigger your sciatica. Nice, Jordan. This looks great. You can do that one more time. Take a little breath. Really nice. And then reach your arms over your head and just use this to get some length in your spine. So you're reaching up with your hands, but the real thing we want to lift is your spine. And because I'm here, I'm going to help Jordan stretch. Everyone at home, imagine my hands are on your wrists and that you're getting a lift. Yeah, beautiful. And then relax your arms. Okay, Jordan, you can come off your pillows. And if you've been using them at home, you can just set them to the side. You might want them later. Nice. Jordan, I'm actually going to move those onto the side so people can see you still easily. And you can roll over onto your stomach. And going back to that stomach position, if you didn't try it before, try it now. It might feel really good. Still feels good for your body, Jordan? A thumbs up. I love that. So just breathe here. And if you were on your stomach earlier, do a little before and after and see how everything is feeling. And this is so beneficial. You might just want to stay here. But if you're working on that articulation of your spine, that next level without flaring your sciatica up, you can see how it feels to pull your stomach in off the mat and keep that support as you prop yourself up on your forearms. My recommendation here is elbows farther in front of you than you think. Start to bend those elbows and lift up so you're in a small back bend. You might not go very far. That's totally fine, Jordan. I think you can go a little bit elbows closer. Yes, you'll feel the closer you pull your elbows, the higher you'll be propped up. And find your shoulders pulled back. How's that feel for your back, Jordan?
Good.
All good? Great. So nice deep breaths. Now, if what Jordan's doing looks or seems impossible, there's another variation you can try. Jordan, go ahead and lie back down. If you only have about an inch of lift, which is really normal for sciatica recovery, instead of propping on the elbows, you could put your hands under your shoulders and lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and give that a try, Jordan. She says, put my what where now? Yes, exactly. Pick your elbows up a bit higher toward the ceiling, and then you're just gonna push up on your hands about ½ inch, right about there, and pull your shoulders back. And you could even lift your elbows higher, Jordan. I'm gonna actually move your hand. back a bit. You can match the other one. There you go. And then see how you have more pushing power? Great. So holding this, for you, it's a bit of muscle for your arms, which I love. And then lay your body down and relax. Nice. Everyone give their tails a little wag. Yeah, great. And if this is feeling good for you, you can do your chosen variation along with this at home a couple more times. So Jordan, I like this for you because of the strengthening. So you can just push and lift a little. You want to feel the muscles of your low back turn on, but without that sciatic twinge. If you get the sciatica, you stop right away. You just lay flat. And then you can go down. Nice. Let's all do one more. A little push in the hands. Hold and feel the muscle. Take a breath. And then go down. And your choice, whatever feels best for you, you can just lie flat again if that's feeling great. Or you can sit back into a child's pose. That's often a really safe way to start to re-round the lower back because there's lots of support here. And if child's pose is hard for you, I'm going to teach you a variation. Jordan, you can come to all fours. So Jordan just folds up like a little rag doll in her child's pose, which is lovely. But if you're a bit tighter and that's not how that works for you, you can firm your abdominals here in the all fours position, keep your chest fairly lifted, and just send the hips back towards the heels as far as you go. So you might go here, or you might touch the heels, but your head won't touch the ground. Most important is to keep the stomach strong so that your sciatica doesn't feel grabby. And just take a couple breaths. And Jordan, since your body does like to fold, you can, there we go, melt back down. There's also a little bonus here I'll tell you about because Jordan's doing it. I know this was a game changer for her. Jordan works at a desk all day. And when you're in this child's pose, putting your hands in a diamond shape versus the straight arm can be really helpful for just releasing tension in the head, neck, and shoulders. So if you're in this position, I definitely recommend giving that a try. Okay, Jordan, for our last thing, we're gonna do some strengthening to help support the sciatica. So you can come to sitting. And this is one of the few things we'll do today that's not about spinal articulation. This is some pretty raw strength. And don't be scared. And it's gonna help build that abdominal support that your sciatica needs to help stay supported, to stay connected, and to not get grabby. So Jordan, you're gonna put your feet on the floor and bring your heels together, toes apart. And there will be a little articulation of the spine. It's part of why this isn't in my first video, but you can round back a little, enough to float your feet off the floor so you're balanced in a little ball. Yeah, that's great. Heels together, toes apart. Knees can also be a little bit apart. And if holding this is work for you and your sciatica feels okay, just stay here. For Jordan, she's been doing this for a while, so she gets to do the next level. Slowly, your legs are gonna start to lift and your arms are gonna start to float and you're gonna find a balance and you're gonna feel your abs go, oh wow, doing lots of work, but your sciatica still feels safe. You just hold about 3 seconds, then come back to your little ball. Take a breath, make sure you're not holding any unnecessary tension in the body, one of our themes for today. And then you can do that again. Reach, squeeze the heels a little more. There you go, so strong. Gather back in. Nice, Jordan. And if you're good, you can do one more. Make sure you're breathing. And then hug the knees and then rest your body down. Really nice work. Amazing. So that is it for your workout today, Jordan, and that's it for everyone at home. Really hope this helped your sciatica and helps you on your healing journey. If you haven't, check out the first video. Even if your sciatica is at this stage, there's some different exercises in there that I find really, really helpful. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.